Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Hammond Redevelopment Commission meeting to order on this Tuesday, June 21st, 2022. It is now 4:30. The meeting will begin. Can you please stand for a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence after?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Cynthia, give us a roll call then, please.
Talmadge.
Here.
Soto Presley.
Here.
Array. Myricks.
Here.
Poppridge.
Here, for the record, we have 4 present, 1 absent. Number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Okay, number 4, communications.
None were received.
Brings us to number 5, our minutes dating April 5, 2022.
Mr. President, I would like to make a motion that the Hammond Redevelopment Commission accept the minutes from April 5th, 2022.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Talmadge, seconded by Commissioner Soto Presley. That's for the minutes dating April 5th, 2022. If there's no further discussion on these minutes, then roll call, please.
Talmadge.
Yes.
Soto Presley.
Yes.
Array. Myricks.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes. Okay, number 6 is our homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. We got Andrea Lewis tonight again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We have Ms. Chanel Jones, 3723-176. She is on the Zoom.
Can you hear us, Ms. Jones?
She's currently muted. I'll ask her to unmute here.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. How you doing, Ms. Jones?
I am great. How are you?
Okay.
So, Ms. Jones, how did you hear about our program?
I used to work for the school city of Hammond as a school bus driver, and that's how I heard about your program.
Okay. Are you a first-time home buyer?
Yes, sir.
Does any other commissioners have any questions for Ms. Jones?
I do not.
And then we have Ms. Spencer.
Ms. Spencer will not be using the program.
Oh, okay, so we just have Ms. Jones. Okay. Well, if there's no further questions or discussion, Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the homebound conditional forgivable loan for Chanel Jones for 3723 176th Street.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Myers, seconded by Commissioner Talmadge. It's for the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for Chanel Jones at 3723 176th Street. Let's have a roll call, please.
Talmadge.
Yes.
Soto Presley.
Yes.
Array. Myricks.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. Thank you, Ms. Jones, for dialing in Zoom. You want to sign
Congratulations.
off? You may sign off. If not, you're more than welcome to continue watching our
Congratulations,
meeting.
good luck, and welcome to Hammond.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, it can be emotional, so good luck to you, and stay in touch with Ms. Lewis.
That was the nicest response we ever got.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go back to work now. Have a great night, everybody.
All righty.
Thanks again. Okay.
Good job, Andrea.
That's a feel-good moment.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I think we have Andrea again here for number 7, an approval of recommendation for the sale of real estate commonly known as 609 Sibley.
Yes, we're asking for the approval of the recommendation that I've submitted in the amount of $700 for 609 Sibley, and the individuals that intend to purchase are here.
Good afternoon.
Hi, I'm Lilia, and this is my husband Ruben, and we live at 605 Sibley Street. And
Is this right next to you then, adjacent?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
actually, this is our driveway. We had a little problem. My husband's gonna explain to you.
Yeah, so we purchased the property like 5 years ago. When we arrived to the property, we thought it was our property. So we have maintained the property like, for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And till recently, last year, people were dumping stuff in the back of the yard and the lot, the empty lot. And my wife called the city, because we can call whenever there's trash, but now it was not ours. It was somebody else.
Sure.
For 4 years, we've been picking up people's trash. And then I told my wife, I said, there's got to be a way where you can call the city and tell them, man, there's a bunch of trash. People are just throwing it in the back. So the city came back on us, it was our fault that people were throwing trash. They put a sign towards us saying that we can no longer park there, and the city sent their trucks to put a fence so we don't have a driveway, a way to get in our property. And so I got tired of that, and then I just came here and I said, hey man, there's a problem. My property does not have an entry to my, in the main street. And
We would like to show you this.
Your
picture.
your property, your home it sits in the rear, correct?
what?
Your home sits in the rear of the property?
Yes.
Okay, because this is a situation where we did meet with the Director of City Planning, and we told them about his interest, their interest to purchase the property, and he said he thinks that would be a very good use for the property because it does affect their entrance to their residence. And so there's really no need, like no one else would have a need for that property.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to commend you, taking the extra effort over the years to maintain that lot, sounds like you guys
We-
pride being right next to, adjacent to your property, so.
As well, in the wintertime as well, we clean the snow, and, our neighbor takes care of us too, because he has a machine and we do it by hand. But, we've been trimming the tree, bushes, rocks, stones, everything, we keep it nice,
Well, you did the right steps, contacting the city and administration here to go through the steps to make this purchase.
So let me ask, you are interested in purchasing that property?
Yes. That's the only interest to our property.
Okay. So where do we stand on that?
As customary with this process, we did meet with the Director of City Planning to get his recommendation, and he did state that this would be the best use for the property because the property abuts their property. Their home sits in the back. So the property isn't, so they actually have to go on the property to get to their property. They purchased the property previously believing that they owned it because it was like their driveway. But they've since found out that they do not own it, even though they were maintaining it. So that's why they're coming before this board today, because they want to just clarify it. They want to clean up a platting issue. They want to clean it up so that now they own the property that basically they've been maintaining, and that is their interest to their home.
So did we receive any type of paperwork in regards to?
The appraisals?
Yeah, and a purchase price?
Yes, so that process goes through Andrea's office, and then they get appraisals, and so that we make sure that it has the fair market value of the property.
Did we receive that?
Yes, we receive, well,
No,
did the
did we
commission? No, we don't, generally, the commission does not receive the appraisals.
So what is it, aside from the fact that I personally feel that they probably need to follow through and purchase the property because it sounds like it's a need, it's a necessity. What is our part in their purchase of that property?
Because you own the property, so because the Redevelopment Commission owns the property, the process is we receive appraisals for it to get the fair market value of the property, then we would sell it to the property owner. It has to be advertised, it's went through those steps, and now they're coming before the commission, they put a bid on the property, they're coming before the commission now to purchase the property. So what is before you today is the recommendation to sell the property to the property owner, the adjacent property owners.
It went out to bid in April,
Okay.
and nobody responded. So once 30 days has passed, then you can negotiate. And so I suppose that's what this is.
All right.
And their offer is 700, and so if you can take it, you can say no, or you can counter offer, but I think, you know, in light of the fact that they're gonna take this on as their own, and they've been maintaining it for years, my suggestion would be that you take their offer and we, get a contract written up and close.
So moved.
I second that.
So moved. Let's do it.
All right, then we have a motion by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Soto Presley. That's the approval recommendation for the sale of real estate commonly known as 609 Sibley.
Now, should the price be included in that, in what we just, in our
Motion.
motion?
Well, what I thought I said was accept their offer, right? So their offer was 700, we got that in writing. Well, at least Andrea communicated it us to in writing. I'll draft the purchase agreement for $700, so
Okay.
we'll be fine.
All right.
I have one thing, I don't know, maybe you guys can help me. But 5 years ago, well, 6 years now, that I purchased the property, I had all the inspectors, they stormed to my house. They said, this is what you can and you cannot do. And basically, I mean, I asked for help, but the way they were treating me, it was like harassing me. Okay? So they say, okay, this used to be 2 units. You can no longer use it as 2 units. I said, no, I don't need 2 units. My family's pretty big. We have 6 kids. So we 8 family, total. So I said, okay, yeah, well, this is gonna be a residential. So yeah, this is the only way you can use a home, residential, no more apartment. I said, okay. They're like, we're gonna send a letter to the water department, make sure there's no more, 2 bills. They never did. I've been paying the water bill for 2 units for more than 5 years. And they don't do anything but to harass us over there. It's just constantly go, park, see what we're doing. And I pay a contractor to get our work done. And they got a copy of everything. And they have not done their work. That's what I think.
So you're still paying the 2 water bills?
For 6 years.
But you did pay a contractor to fix that?
Yeah.
And
They have the copy of the contract.
so did the contractor fix it?
Yeah, there was nothing to fix. It's only 1 meter.
Okay, how do we fix that?
Well, that's not our issue.
Is there some letter or something we could send the water department to remind them of their due diligence?
So what I would probably advise them to do, because that's an issue and so we're not hearing their side of the
Right.
story, I'm not taking anything away from it, but what I would do is we can I can contact someone from the water department and letting them know that he'll reach out to them, but because I'm not familiar with the
Right.
entire situation, similar if someone was calling about redevelopment, but I would advise you to get in touch with, a representative from the water department.
Yeah, the water department, all they do is here, like today, my regular bill every month is like $100 for my house. So there's more I pay more for water than for electricity.
I'm gonna reach out to, someone.
All they do is give me a number. He's like, oh yeah, you can call a builder department, and they just put me on hold. Nobody ever.
That's a separate issue though, sir. I mean, we kinda.
What we can do is, if you give, Andrea, can you take a copy of that, and then definitely we'll follow up with so you can talk to someone, you have a name that you can talk to, instead of just calling generally, we can let them know what your issue is, and then let you know who you directly need to speak to resolve your issue.
Yeah, because we've been paying two houses water for 6 years.
Yeah, that should help you significantly. If
Well,
you
some of
get-
those old houses, they had one line, 'cause I used to work for the water
Yeah.
on two
So-
properties, so they should be separate, really. Shouldn't-
Yes. So, but when the inspector went 6 years ago, they told me that I can only use it as one apartment. I said, the reason I purchased this because it's a big house. I got a big family.
I understand, but that's a separate issue. We
Yes.
approved the property for you today.
Yes. Thank you.
Adjacent to you, so.
Thank you.
So,
I was just
sir,
saying
what
that
I'll-
because you guys seem to work for the city, and
Oh.
I'm just asking for help. We're
Oh,
6 years
definitely.
paying-
What I'll do is I'll make sure, that's why I'm having Andrea make a copy of the bill, so I have your information. I will reach out to them tomorrow, and then please let her have, I'm sure she has your phone number, but then I'll follow up and let you know exactly who you need to speak to, because it sounds like you may be speaking to the wrong person. You may call, it may be someone that's answering the phone and may not directly know how to assist you. I don't want to speak out of turn and not knowing it, but we
Okay.
definitely will work with you to try to make sure that you speak to someone that can resolve your issue.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
Ms.
much.
Tarver will help.
Thank you.
He's a good soul.
Thank you.
All right, well, there's still a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any further questions or discussion? I think Attorney Westland kind of covered it.
Good.
All right, then roll call, please.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes,
Gray, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that property. Okay, number 8's authorization to advertise for sale of real estate commonly known as 2 Willow Court and 58 Willow Court.
So members of the commission, what is before you today is authorization to advertise for the sale of real estate that's commonly known as 2 Willow Court and 58 Willow Court. As you may be aware, this redevelopment commission owns the property at 35 State Street, so this property is adjacent to it. The purpose of us advertising this property is so that we'll have a larger parcel of land potentially for redevelopment. So instead of advertising one parcel and then trying to advertise another that are adjacent and that are adjacent to each other, this way you'll have a larger parcel of land for development instead of having two separate pieces.
That makes sense. I make a motion for authorization to advertise for the sale of the real estate commonly known as Willow Court at 58 Willow Court.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Soto Presley, second by Mr. Myers.
Ms. Soto Presley, you said you said. Oh, I didn't.
I would call you Mr. Is that roll call, please?
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Remind me to get my ears checked.
Okay, number 9 is authorization to advertise for sale of real estate commonly known as 2643 New York Avenue.
Members of the commission, this is property owned by the Hammond Redevelopment Commission. We're asking at this time for authorization to advertise for the sale of the real estate commonly known as 2643 New York Avenue.
Mr. President, if there's no questions or further discussion, I'd like to make a motion for the authorization to advertise for the sale of real estate commonly known as 2643 New York Avenue.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Don Tomage. If there's no further questions, let's have a roll call, please.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, number 10 is approval agreement to purchase real estate from Unity Church of Christ Incorporated.
Members of the commission, this agreement is for $2,500. If you think of where the church used to be, where the bridge is going in, River Drive, north of River Drive, there was a parking lot and there's a cell tower.
Yes.
That parking lot consists of 3 lots, 19, 20, and 21. Originally, the church expressed that they wanted to sell that to us as part of the sale of the church. At the time, the administration didn't really have a use for the property, so we really didn't want to pay for it. We were just buying the church, which was all we needed for the bridge.
Bike trail.
Yeah, and subsequently, though, as part of the construction of the bridge and some of those things, the city administration thought better of it. And if we can get it for these 3 lots for $2,500, that they wanted to do it. So that's what's before you. Those lots really are not, they'd be a difficult challenge to build something on that corner because there's not a lot of space there. If you go on the GIS and look, there's really, it's a very, combined, if you combine the 3 lots, it's still not a big enough lot to really do anything. I mean, maybe like a coffee cabin like they have down in Cherville. Which, now that we're gonna have a bike trail running right through there that hopefully people are gonna use, I don't know that we want a bunch of cars shooting through there. To me, it makes the most sense because there's really not a lot to do with it, and we can incorporate it into a staging area for the bridge, and you know, folks can get out of their car, hop on the trail, whatever. So for $2,500, I think it's probably
I think that's the best use.
So are we making it into like a parking lot?
I wish Mr. Button was here. He had the designs, but yeah, some sort of, there will be parking. There will be kind of amenities for pedestrians and people using the path.
I have a couple benches I've seen,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
a little,
Yeah, it's supposed to support the pedestrian traffic on the path, so.
So it's probably a needed little area then.
We thought there was enough room where we were gonna be able to do that stuff in the area we bought from the church, but because of the approach for the bridge and kind of the way, you know, with the height you have to have for the bridge, if you look at like the one over Columbia or the one here on Calumet, it's gotta start a ways back, and that took,
to get to that point.
right, because you can only have so many per foot of incline, right? So I think, yes, in answer to your question, I think it will be a nice amenity. I think it is needed. And the $2,500 basically probably pays the church's tax bill that they've had for the last couple of years from when they wanted to include it as a sale the first time.
Mr. President, if there's no further questions or discussions, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of agreement to purchase real estate from Unity Church of Christ Incorporated.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Soto Presley. That's the approval agreement to purchase real estate from Unity Church of Christ Incorporated. Let's have a roll call then.
Tomich,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, number 11 is the approval of Fifth Amendment option agreement with 35 State Street LLC.
So Greg looks right over at me, right? Like, so this is the Fifth Amendment. Mr. Henshaw's on the Zoom. I'm sure he's been appropriately briefed that Mr. Myrick may have a question. But this extension is a shorter extension. In fact, the grantee of the extension, hopefully soon the buyer, wanted like a 30-day extension. When I got that call, I said, no way in heck I'm gonna go at the end of July to Mr. Myrick's and ask him for the 6th extension. So I pushed it out 60 days because it was longer than they asked for. I think they're completing the final elements of their due diligence, and I think the goal is, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, but the goal is to close in July, and I gave us an additional 30 days of lag time.
Can't hear you.
There. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, if anyone would like me to, if you have questions, I'm obviously prepared to do my best.
Yeah, we're quite familiar with this. Mr. President, if there's no further questions or discussion, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the Fifth Amendment to option agreement with 35 State Street LLC.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion then by Commissioner Meyer, seconded by Commissioner Don Tomich. That's the approval of Fifth Amendment to option agreement with 35 State Street LLC. Let's have a roll call then.
Tomich,
Yes.
Little Presley,
Yes.
Duray, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
The only thing more fun than presenting amendments to purchase agreements and option agreements to Mr. Myrick is presenting change orders to Mr. Kasperky. So, just for the record.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Westland, for giving a little more grace period time there. Hopefully that'll get it.
It was selfish on my part.
No, that was the best thing to do, to ask for more time than you think you need.
All right, then, that said, let's move to number 12, our bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the Register of Claims for May 31st, 2022 through June 15, 2022 for Register of Claims R61687 through R61770, inclusive.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Soto Presley, second by Commissioner Myrick. That's for our Register of Claims dating May 31st, 2022 through June 15th, 2022 claims R61687 through claim R61770. Is there any questions on the claims? Seem to be all in order. Okay, then roll call.
Tomich,
Yes.
Little Presley,
Yes.
Duray, Myrick,
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, now number 13 is our reports. Ms. Afrakatarva, would you like to share anything tonight?
Yes, members of the commission, I'd like to invite the commission to Culver's ribbon cutting tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the new Culver's location in Hammond. We're very excited. The restaurant has been open for about a week and a half. So, I mean, a lot of times restaurants want to do that. They want to open, let it run through a little bit, work different challenges out. And I know that they were waiting on some people from their corporate office to be at, to come to this event. So that's one of the reasons why we're having the ribbon cutting a little bit later. Excuse me, but it's definitely a very exciting development taking place in the city of Hammond. It's our first Culver's, and as many of you know, we're always looking for restaurants within the city of Hammond. So it's an exciting day, an exciting time for the city of Hammond.
I've eaten there twice.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my neighbors, they went there last night, and
Did you?
they offered us. I said, well, we already ate dinner, but I haven't visited that location yet, but I've been by it. So, thank you, Mr. Harbour.
Fish sandwich. God bless.
All right, number 14, then, doing unfinished business. I don't think we have anything tonight, do we? Right. Number 15, then, is, public comment is open now. Anybody wants to come forward, you got 3 minutes, we can speak now. public comment is closed. Number 16.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.